Eves. And one thing I'm certain of now, tardigrades, when they're in about 60ish, 60, 50 degrees, 60 degrees, they slow down almost to the point where they look like they're dead. I had a whole bunch of them on here yesterday moving around. And today, like after last night, they are just almost non-existent. I have to go look for one. Here's one down here in the goop. So let's watch him for a little while. My granddaughter's here. She's off school, so she'll be coming in and out. And I'm going to start my RPAN studio here. Get my cord. So you could see just barely down there, tardigrade moving along the bottom of this slide. I'm gonna try to find one in a little clearer area so we can look at them. Right now I'm just hooking up my Reddit. I did put do not disturb on the phone, so only text messages will come through and it shouldn't kick me off. Thank God. Like I said, they were hard to come by. So my Reddit stream just started, and what you're looking at on Reddit right now, at the very beginning, is one tardigrade. He's just right there at the bottom of the slide. You could barely see him. My garage was kind of cold last night. You know, not real cold, but 55, 60 degrees. And it seems like my tardigrades just all went to sleep. I don't know what happened to them all. It's crazy. So I'm going to try to find a couple. There's one right there. Thank goodness. Okay, so I found one that woke up. So this little one woke up, and there he is. Thank you, tardigrade. I thought I was about to give up. And let's see what happens on Reddit today. Boy, I haven't been having a lot of luck with Reddit recently. A lot of people, I guess, with dog and cat videos and stuff like that, really kills you. So this is a tardigrade just moving around. And you can see he's trying to make his way to the bottom of that slide where all of, I guess, the food is that he likes. Now, he can eat this stuff right here. That's Spirogyra algae. They can suck the juice out of that, but they tend to like the bottom of the slide down here. And once they go down here, you can't see them really well because there's so much junk they can lay under. Hey, yeah, I see somebody's on here. I do so love. So there you go. Tardigrade, I tend to show these tardigrades when I have them. So it's not the only thing I have right now. I have some worms and stuff, paramecium. But when you get tardigrades, you like to show them because they'll... Oh, check that out. I was just looking at some of my algae. They'll once their water gets to not enough food and all, they'll go into hibernation. They won't wake up. I got to go pour them out. And so you can see down at the bottom how it gets blurrier and blurrier down there. That's because there's a lot of stuff down there. See that in focus? So when this one gets down there, he's going to kind of go, get a little hidden down there. But that's where he likes to go. I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna look on YouTube, make sure I'm on my right. I know all this. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I'm live on YouTube. Yeah, and yesterday on YouTube I kept getting kicked off because I kept getting phone calls. Well, now it's better because I put on Do Not Disturb, so now I only get text messages. So that's good. Let me get back to my, how long do they live? I mean, in perfect conditions, they live, once they're moving around like this, they live 3 months to a year. So they die of old age. If their water dries up or their food completely goes away and they have a chance to go into hibernation, they can last for hundreds and hundreds of years. And then once their food supply and water comes back, they'll come back to life. So this one's going down to the bottom, and he's going to go have a feast down there. So, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to stay on about a half hour. I'll stay on longer if Reddit or YouTube really lights up with viewers. But I got my granddaughter here, and she's running around, so I'm going to go outside and swing with her and stuff. She kind of, look, now he's at the bottom. And now he's in heaven. So you can't see him real good because there's stuff laying on top of him, floating on top of him, but you could see the difference, how this one looks like he's content now and wants to stay down there and eat. So there you go. So that's what water bears like to do, and that's more how they look in the wild. In the wild, that's how they look when they're just, in moss and in mud. They walk along the bottom, walk along the leaves. When you see them up here and this stuff, it's kind of unnatural for them, and they just struggling to. Well, I wouldn't say struggling, but they just paddling their feet in order to get somewhere. But you can see how this one likes to walk. Check it out. You can see his eyes too. Look at that. Eye spot on each side. That's insane. So now you're seeing a true water bear in his natural habitat, how he likes to walk around. See him digging? Look, he's just going underground. Where are you going? Get up here. Don't hide. You could barely see him moving. You see other algae hanging around down there. Look at him. You can see him behind that, underneath the algae. See that? See him walking? That's crazy. Come on up, dummy. Okay, he's right there. You can barely see him. Yep. You can barely see him because they're under so much gunk. See, it's sitting under this stuff. So you really can't see him. So let me go ahead and zoom out and go find another one. What I do is just go in an orderly fashion and keep going to one side. There's one right there. Let's go look at this. This looks like it's on some algae, so this one might be good to look at. So there you go. So this one might end up making his way down also. So this is dark field, which kind of bends the light over the top instead of coming up from the bottom. So you get more of an idea of what they look like naturally. This is pretty much the natural color of tardigrades. This clear looking color. So you could see how in nature, like when you look at a microscope and shining a light from underneath, you tend to see a more contrast picture, more, I don't want to say fake, but more pronounced in color and darkness than you do when you shine the light down on top of them. So this is like the light being bent around and on top. And you can see the difference. You get a black background, you get these light colors. This is called dark field illumination. Looks like he's in space. Now, if he lets go of that algae right there, he's gonna want to go way down here and eat. This is called dark field illumination, if you're wondering. I have some filters on here. Let me see. Kind of like a negative. There's a sketch. And that's normal right here. There you go, he broke free. Let's see if he goes down or to the side. Looks like he's in outer space. The space tardigrade. This is about 500 times right here. It looks like some kind of diamond or rock. The way they look with this, like a mineral. He's on some spirogyra right now, and you can see how he's getting closer to the bottom, and he's going to go behind this stuff right here. See, this stuff is actually floating on top right there, so he's behind this. So as soon as this thing goes down below that, we're gonna lose him. Oh, good. He's not going down. He's kind of going across to give us a better show here. He's floating now. Now he's floating. So I'm a tend to my other stuff real quick. I'm gonna put some sterilize this thing real quick. Well, we don't have too many people. I'm just gonna fool with my Yeah, I saw that. Somebody asked me that XWZ. I did see that. I didn't get a chance to read it all, but if that, I mean, this is a real animal with 20,000 cells and trillions of atoms. So I have to read exactly what occurred there, but I did see it. It wasn't a joke. That's right. And if they did put this in a quantum, what you call a quantum state, I think it's called. Well, I forgot what they call that. Maybe you can refresh my memory, but you can actually, if you're getting close to teleporting things, if you could put a tardigrade in that quantum state, then teleportation's coming. at least for little creatures like this. My luck, I'll get a tardigrade in there when I go through the machine, and you know what's going to happen. I'll breed Brundle Tard. Skiddy Tard. That's who I'll be. Skid Tard. I'm just looking for another tardigrade here that we can look at. Because the other one went down to the bottom where they like to. Well, I swear, I had a whole bunch of tardigrades on here. Yesterday even, and overnight. I don't know what they did, if they got cold and just hunkering down somewhere. Let me zoom out, get a bigger picture here. See, that's the top of the slide right there. You can see the air bubble. So that's the difference. That's air up above. Man, I'm going to have to put another slide on here. I can't believe these tardigrades they must all be at the bottom, just sitting there getting warm. Because I sure can't find them. So last night, there's one right there, but he's still low in the muck here. Let's go ahead and look at him. Yeah, he's getting behind some stuff, so even this one's going to be hard to see. No, they don't breathe air. They don't have gills. I'd have to look at how they breathe. I think it just comes in. They just absorb it through their skin. Let me look that up real quick. I used to have a list of tardigrades stuff, facts here. You know. Yeah, so basically, just like I said, their whole body acts as absorbs oxygen from the water. So their cuticle or their skin, you would say, absorbs the oxygen from the water. Yeah, it's cute. So you can see how they like to go to the bottom. So you see all this stuff down here at the bottom, that's what they like to go eat. So you can see, and once they get down there, they're hard to see. So I'm gonna zoom out and go look for another one. Then I'm gonna change the slide. We're gonna look at some amoebas in a minute before I go for the day, for the morning. Okay, I'm gonna change the slide. So hang on a minute. That slide right there, and I'm gonna try to get me some. See if I can find my slide with all the amoebas on it. Amoebas are pretty cool to look at. Let's see. Yep, this is the slide with amoeba. I could see them floating around. So amoebas are pretty good if you get them. If you can find one that's connected, that's on the glass, that's really good. That worm right there, that thing looks like a worm, that's a spirostonum. That's not a worm, it's one cell. It's like a protist, a single cell protist. So let's go zoom in on that amoeba right there. And maybe look at them in a little 3D. So that's an amoeba, and he's kind of half floating, so he's like floating. That's why he's part of him's in focus, and you can see him moving around, so he's not attached to the glass, so he's kind of floating. You get the best amoebas when they're attached to the glass. Try to find one. See, this one right here might be sitting on the glass. Yeah, you see how this one's moving? Yeah, thanks, Z. Yeah, these are fun to do. I'm a little short on time this morning, so I'll probably go another, I don't know, 10 minutes. I mean, unless Reddit picks up, I'll go. But I might be back on later on today. But yeah, this is fun stuff. And when I end up, if I ever get that DIC microscope, it's going to really be, the live streams are really going to be crazy. Might even make some money. So this gives you a 3D representation of what an amoeba looks like. And how they move even. Yeah, amoebas are single cells. Yeah, all those clear things right there, those are amoebas. It's crazy, we have billions of living cells inside of us. Oh, you have trillions. The human body has trillions of cells. Yeah, DIC microscope. Okay. You can see, let me show you how this works. This is regular light coming from the bottom up. That's the microscope you're used to seeing. When I bought a little cheap slider here that you can kind of block part of the light and get this this is called oblique lighting, okay? Oblique lighting. And this microscope costs about $700 total that I'm looking at. DIC is this. Now this isn't my sample. I got this from YouTube. This is DIC. So look at the difference. That's a paramecium and differential interference contrast. My microscope cost about $700. The microscope that made that video cost used, secondhand with a warranty, about 12 grand. So you could see that's DIC. So there you go. And there's a couple of other creatures in DIC. So that's what DIC is, and that's what I'm saving up for. So once I get a DIC microscope, you can see how these live video shows are going to change. And I believe this might be this is an amoeba, might be a little different type. Yeah, this is a different type of amoeba than up there. So you can see you got one type here and another type there. Look, that little guy almost got caught. Looks like his guts are coming out. Huh. So you can really see the cytoplasm streaming on him. Yeah, that DIC stuff is insane. I mean, it's insane. Very expensive, but it's the way it has prisms in it and ooh, all kind of stuff, all kind of special optics. Gets expensive, but you can see why it's expensive. Oh yeah, it was, yeah, 1950s. Pretty much the microscope you looking at is the same concept as Leeuwenhoek in the, what was it, the late 1700s invented. This microscope is no different than that. You know, the glass might be ground a little better, but other than that, it's the same. So you move up to the DIC, and that's where the big time is. Let me put my donation page up. There you go. If you wanna contribute. I forgot what this is right here, but if he's not careful, he's going to get eaten up by an amoeba. These things look like, I mean, I think this one came from District 9 over in South Africa. That's an amoeba right there, different kind. Watch out, algae. Oh, he's gonna get that algae. Get that algae. Ah, wimp. I mean, is that cool or what? I mean, you can almost see inside of this guy. I forgot what this is. I think it starts with an H. I think it's hydro something. Oh, look, he just pooped. You saw that? There's some algae getting stuck. Oh, he got the algae. Oh, no, he didn't. And what this guy does, he just goes along filtering food, you know, pushing stuff into his mouth. Another one. These are very little. This is about 600x right here. This is about 600 times. There's an amoeba right there. Amoebas are notoriously slow, so I doubt the amoeba can get this guy. Yeah, chainsaw. It is almost like it's more like a fan than a chainsaw, but yeah, it's little hairs called cilia, and it just moves the water all around, and it just filters stuff through its oral groove. There's an amoeba right there. There's a little 3D look at him. So this is the poor man's DIC right here. I call this the poor man's DIC. It's basically deflected light, oblique lighting. It bends it, sort of, so it comes in from the side instead of the top. Wow, who is it? Or what is it? That's an amoeba right there. I don't know what that other little one was. I'd have to look it up again. I looked it up a couple of days ago. I forgot what it is. Let me see if I can figure it out. I don't have my paper here, sorry. I'll post it later. But you can see this slide has a lot of amoebas on it. Let me go back to regular lighting here. That right there is Spirogyra algae. I don't think I can see bacteria on here. Let me see if I can see any bacteria. Hang on. I don't think I can. Let me zoom in. This is about 1,000 times right here. Digital zoom, so it's not so clear. I'm trying to see if I can see any moving bacteria. And I don't, which is good and bad. Sometimes I like to see bacteria, but bacteria all over your slide can cause trouble. That's a type of rotifer right here that I've personally never seen before, so. Oh yeah, I've seen him before. That's just a rotifer. They're plentiful. These, if you have a bird bath outside, you got rotifers in it. No, they're just waving back and forth. Yeah, yeah, they're not rotating. That's a good question. It just looks like they're rotating because of the frame rate of the video makes it look. But yeah, they just waving back and forth. It doesn't have like a rotor on it. Like a monster. Let me zoom out a little bit. I don't know what they're doing. Look at them. You can see how this oblique lighting, it looks, you can see the 3D of the bottom of the slide, how it's not smooth really. It's got all kind of stuff sitting on it. So it's a pretty good representation of a 3D effect, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna take this off. I think I have another slide with some single-celled organisms on it called Spirostonum. And then after this one, I'm gonna hit the road, I think. Hang on, let me fix this slide up. So water don't come out of it. So let me go to regular and zoom out. Let's see what we have on this slide. So this is a different slide. Let me go to the bottom. You can see each one of those things down there is a grain of, each one of those little crystals is a grain of dirt, mud, dirt, whatever you want to call it. Not really sand. I don't have any sand on here. So you can see how small this stuff is. And I'll be darned, I don't have, you telling me I don't have anything on this slide? That's crazy. That is crazy. Where did all my creatures go? So that stuff down there is dirt. So when you get you know, when you're working in the garden and you might put your hand in your mouth and you feel that little grittiness, that's what that is. That's why, because it's like little shards of glass. Boy, what happened? This slide had all kind of Aleosoma on it and Spirostonum, but they are just gone. I don't know what happened to this, like Clorox got in it or something. That's crazy. So here's one more, let's see. I tell you what happens is it gets cool in my garage at night and you just lose everything. It's like they hibernate. Okay, let's go ahead. We got one more tardigrade here. And this is a tiny tardigrade. This is 150 times right here. This is about 300 times. So this is a tardigrade. And we're going to end it after this. I'm going to go about 5 more minutes and then call it a morning. And tardigrades like to be down here in this goop. So he's probably going to try to head down there soon. Those other little things swimming around are algae. Okay, gang, I've been on about 38 minutes. I'm going to go to 40 minutes and I'm going to call it a day. I might come on later. It just depends. You can see he's got a green belly there from eating that green algae. Look, you can see you actually see the algae in his stomach. So at least you know this one's well fed. See the little eyes? See if I can get a filter on here. Let's see. Ooh, look at that. Doop, 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 doop. Boy, is that cool, huh? Check that out. You see that little arrow in his face? That's how it eats. That little arrow is real hard, and you can see when it goes, it'll pump. And it actually, the tip of it sticks out of its mouth, and it sucks juices out of things. So you can kind of see it really good right there. All right, gang, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. Do you know, did you know we have yeah, I heard they put the tardigrades up there. If they're out of that ultraviolet light and they're in their dehydrated state, they'll live forever until they rehydrate them now. Okay, gang, look, I've been on 40 minutes. I'm gonna hit the road and I'll be back a little later. Thanks. Bye-bye. Thanks to the people on YouTube. I'm on YouTube only right now, and I'm gonna go in a second. Thanks for watching. If you can go watch some of my other videos, while you're doing the dishes or making your bed or folding clothes, let them play while you're watching them, and get my time up on those so I can get some monetization going. So thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.